Let's do a little informal survey. We may be able to do both, but if I can only do one, who wants to hear the bison's last ride? Raise your hand. Okay. Who wants to hear about the ravens? Yeah! Clear. Let's go with the ravens. As I walk away from the ranch and down the middle of the snow-covered main road, a raven passes just above me. I hear the creaking made by its powerful wings with their 4-foot span. I step to the side of the road, stop, and watch the raven go. During the seminars I have supported so far, we have seen hundreds of ravens, and most of the time ignored them, except as tools for finding wolves. Yellowstone's wolves are one of the world's so-called charismatic megafauna, the movie stars of the animal kingdom, employed by activists to further ecological causes. Ravens, on the other hand, are the opposite of charismatic megafauna. I guess we could call them mundane megafauna. Simply a part of the landscape, like their crow cousins in a city park or seagulls at the beach. But after months of watching ravens thrive in a harsh and frigid environment by befriending wolves and then stealing food from them, I wondered if ravens weren't more than what biologists call a kleptoparasite. Isn't that a great word? You're nothing but a kleptoparasite. Ravens live across the entire northern hemisphere, as do their wolf benefactors, from the frozen Arctic to scorching deserts. They even fly at over 20,000 feet on the snowy slopes of Mount Everest. 20,000 feet. I take the binoculars and scan the valley floor for wildlife. I turn a very slow circle, stopping every time I see an animal-like shape. But they are all imposters, log dogs, boulder bison, and rock ravens. Just before completing the circle, I spot a real raven sitting in the branches of a downed tree out near the frozen Lamar River. This could be good. Where there are ravens, there may be a carcass or a canid. Then I chuckle. Here I go, using the raven as little more than a meat-activated wolf detector. While Poe's famous raven may have been limited to nevermore, wild ravens are much more talkative. They have shouts of alarm, cries for claiming territory, calls that comfort, tones made when flying, and a call that they make only when wolves are nearby. Their communication skills probably help these birds work together, something else they do very well. Flock members share sentry duty and child care. They show or tell other ravens where food can be found. They mob intruders and use stones to bomb predators near their nest. Talking to one another and working together must be signs of intelligence, and in fact, the raven has one of the biggest brains in the bird world. I return my gaze to the fallen log. Now there are two ravens, sitting side by side and facing in my direction. I laugh aloud and wonder, if I keep circling, will the pair increase to a flock? Or a so-called conspiracy or unkindness of ravens? Don't those labels just smack of disrespect? Especially when compared to the names for flocks of other common birds. A parliament of owls, a bouquet of pheasants, a charm of finches. An instructor once described to me how a raven played with just emerged pups at a wolf den. He watched the bird sneak up behind a pup, grab the pup's tail with its beak, pull, and then let the startled youngster go. The pup, in turn, chased the raven that hopped away. The two repeated this harmless game. And I wonder if early bonding like this makes the raven one of the pack in the developing mind of a young wolf. Is that why grown wolves chase ravens from a carcass but rarely kill them? The male raven bounces up and down, fluffs the rough feathers around his neck, and twitches his wings, preparing to fly. Perhaps I'll be lucky and see these two soar into the synchronized flight of breeding pairs. Or maybe they will play with one another while flying, one dropping a twig, the other swooping in to catch it before it hits the ground. The male croaks once and takes off down the valley. The female watches, calls, and pursues. As I swivel the scope to keep them in sight, I wish them a long and productive life together. Ravens can live up to 21 years in the wild, and they mate for life. This pair could have 4 to 6 little ravens leaving the nest by late June or mid-July. And that's good, because the world needs more birds like these. Curious and intelligent, social and adaptable, resourceful and problem solvers. Come to think of it, the world could use more people like that too.